If you're South Asian, I'm about to save you months of effort right now. So a lot of the time with South Asians, we don't know what way to go. We don't know whether we should be losing fat, building muscle, or whether we should be doing both together at the same time. It can be confusing. And I want to break down some myths. I want to break down a lot of the noise that's going on. Now, the brutal truth is that our genetics are different to people of other ethnicities. A lot of the advice that we're getting is by Westerners, right? Western advice, yeah? Because we've got something called visceral fat. Now, visceral fat is something that wraps around your organs and slowly kills you, right? So we want to try and keep that down. What a lot of visceral fat can lead to is things like heart disease, diabetes, high cholesterol, etc. Yeah. So when you go to the dentist, when you go to the GP, or when you go to I don't know why I said dentist, bro. When you go to the GP or you go to the doctor, right? They will give you readings of a BMI. You're overweight, you're underweight, you're this, you're that, you're obese. Them figures right there, take it with a pinch of salt, because this visceral fat can affect these readings massively. Also, the fact that we're lacking muscle, it can affect it, right? 3 to 5% more body fat than other ethnicities, you got to remember. So just take it with a pinch of salt, right? Now, we fall into two categories as South Asians. Number one, we're either skinny fat, or number two, we're just fat, right? So with skinny fat, you might notice that you've got fat in certain areas, but you're skinny in the arm, you're skinny in the shoulders. That's skinny fat, right? Just fat is you've got high levels of fat all around, yeah? How do you know what category you fall into? Because this is going to affect the way you should be training, right? So there's scenario one. And I want you to just get in front of the mirror, right? I want you to just stand there in a flex position. No, none of this flexing going on. I know how as Asians like making ourselves feel, but I think all of us do, right? We want to get in the mirror, we want to feel good about ourselves. But just try to stand there in a relaxed position, right? So I want you to grab your midsection. If your midsection is high in fat, what's going to happen is that your hands are going to be full of fat, right? When you're in this position, you need to just focus on fat loss. Nothing else, just fat loss. Another indicator that you're in this position is that if your waistline is over 37 inches, listen, that's all you want to focus on. Don't even worry about muscle gain right now, because your health is at risk right now. You've got high cholesterol, high diabetes, or chances of these things, or it's eventually that's going to lead to, you know, even more serious things like heart disease. Yeah, and you've seen it happen over and over again. So that's number one thing, just fat loss. For this, you need to be in a slight calorie deficit, not a slight one, a moderate deficit, right? We got scenario two. You're slim, but you're soft. Now, you're getting in front of the mirror and you notice that you've got bits of fat everywhere, but you can also see that you're lacking a lot of muscle. So you're skinny in the shoulders and skinny in the arms. You need to go for something called a body recomposition. This is when we're going to be losing fat and building muscle at the same time. For this, you need to be in a calorie maintenance or a slight calorie deficit. Yeah. Scenario number three is that you're lean but you're small. Now you get in front of that mirror and you're seeing that you're actually quite lean. So you're not got much fat on you whatsoever. But it doesn't look appealing because you're lacking muscle in the shoulders, the arms, etc. And you want to change this, right? For you, you need to be on a slight surplus. Now, a lot of Western advice, what they'll give you is that you need to be on a surplus of 500 calories. For us, no. Now, we as South Asians, we store fat a lot less efficiently than people of Western culture. So we need to be on a slight one, because I want you to put on just quality muscle, right? I don't want you to put on a bit of muscle and a bit of fat as well, because that's actually going to be crap muscle. And when you actually don't go to gym for a few days, it's going to go. I want you to put on a lean bulk. So we got the three scenarios there, yeah? So we got number one again, is that you just need to focus on losing fat. Number two, you need to focus on losing fat and building muscle. And number three, we're going to focus on just building muscle, right? So how we should be setting our calories. So number one, you looked in front of the mirror and you've noticed that you're just overweight. And listen, be honest with yourself. If it's just that the muscle's not an issue, it's just that you've got a lot of fat on you and you just want to focus on that. Your muscle might even be an issue, right? But you're in a position right now that your health is at stake. Your health is the most important thing for you right now. The calories you want to be on is 200 to 500 calories of a deficit, right? So a deficit is basically my body needs, say for example, right? My body needs 2,500 calories to stay the same. You're gonna actually be eating less than that to make sure that you're losing fat, yeah? So at the end of the week, you wanna be focusing on losing around 0.5 kg of body fat per week, yeah? So that's the metric you're gonna be measuring your progress by, the scale weight, yeah? So I want you to get on the scale every single week, not every day, just once a week, and see if you're dropping the fat by 0.5 kg. Yeah, if you're not, then it's not the end of the world. Keep it going, make some slight adjustments to your diet, yeah? Number 2, how do you actually build muscle? So when you're looking to lose fat and build muscle at the same time, we need to be in a maintenance, right? So we need to be having the same calories as our body needs in a day, or we need to be in a slight deficit, yeah? So again, the slight deficit, it doesn't need to be a massive one, yeah? Because we need to preserve as much muscle as possible. Remember when I told you that South Asians generally, we lack muscle? I want you to focus on a slight deficit, yeah? So 200 to 400 calories. The protein needs to be high, yeah? So the protein needs to be at 1.6 to 2 grams of per kg, or 2.2 grams per kg of body weight. The training needs to be compound lifts. So whether you're looking to lose fat or build muscle, you should be working on compound lifts. Yeah, that's a non-negotiable. So you got bench press, tricep dips, pull-ups, push-ups, squats, etc. These are all compound lifts. So we're working different muscle groups at the same time. Yeah, this is going to ensure that we're building a strong base. So even with muscle growth, we're working all these muscles. So we're going to be putting on a lot of muscle, but at the same time, it requires a lot of energy. So we're going to be burning fat at a faster rate as well. So for you guys that are looking to lose fat and build muscle, compound lifts is the way to go, man. Scenario number 3, you're lean but small. Now you're looking just to put on muscle now, right? For you guys, you need to be on a slight surplus. Yeah, so again, 200 to 400 calories of surplus. The protein needs to be even higher for you guys. So I'd say around 1.8 grams to 2.2 grams again per kg body weight. And training, again, compound lifts, never neglect them. Yeah, even when you're trying to put on muscle, but also isolated exercises. So we've got the push-pull legs, that's a great split. We've got upper, lower, full body, that's a great split. But just pick one and go with it. Yeah. So with this, muscle building in general will take a bit of time. Yeah, now this is something I want to go into next, is that with the body recomposition, so when you're trying to lose fat and build muscle at the same time, it can take a bit longer. I'd say you're looking at 4 to 6 months minimum before you see any big changes. And this is where a lot of South Asians, they fall off. It's not what split they should be doing, it's not what protein intake they should be having, or how they should be training. It's just your lack of consistency and your lack of discipline. Yeah, the moment life gets in the way, the moment kids get in the way, or any excuse, we fall off. So whatever plan you're going for, you got to stay consistent with it. Yeah, now body recomposition can take a bit longer, but you know, that's where the beauty of it is. Now you got to also remember is that you're going to have a lot more energy when you're trying to do the body recomposition, because you're not killing yourself to do that, because it's a slower process. Your metabolism is going to be more intact, right? Which means you can be pushed harder at the gym. So progressive overload is going to be a massive thing for you guys. So you should be tracking your numbers. How many of you guys track your numbers? Not many of you guys. If you do, well done. But you need to be focusing on getting stronger every week. Because what this is going to do is that when you're actually getting stronger, this will require a bigger intensity, right? So more energy. When you're expending more energy, that means more muscle growth and it means more fat loss. So we're hitting both at the same time. So make sure you track your numbers. And last but not least, with the muscle gain, is that, listen, just take your time. Again, don't be overeating, don't be overindulging in bad food. You know, the dirty bulk does not work. It's scientifically proven. Just take your time with it. You know, if I'm 60 kg this week, next week I'm going to aim to be 60.2 kg. That's fine. 60.3 kg, that's fine. What you don't want to do is put on a huge amount of weight and be putting on fat as well, because you know it's not going to be good quality. So again, if you're struggling with you know, I broke it down into what it is, but if you're struggling with knowing what to get started with and you find that you're an overthinker, stop with the overthinking, man. The main thing here is just pick one workout routine, just stick with it. If you are in a position where you've been doing it for months and months and you've not actually seen no progress, then ask for help. As South Asians, we've got something called ego, right? And ego tells us that asking for help is a sign of weakness, but it's really not. It's actually smart. You know, think about the time, the effort you're going to be saving in reaching out to someone who's got the blueprint to get you success, who's got proven track record to get you success. Whether it's me, whether it's another personal trainer, whether it's just having a, you know, accountability partner or a gym buddy, you know, get that for yourself. And that's going to ensure that you're getting better results and you're sticking to it. But yeah, I hope this helps. If you've got any questions, please let me know in the comments. My Instagram is amfitness_pt_. So we've got plenty of motivational videos on there. I'm on LinkedIn, Ali Mahmood. I'm on Facebook, Ali Mahmood. But yeah, it's been a good one. I hope you found it useful. Peace.